Jonathan, welcome to my channel. My name is Stefania if you are new here. So today we are going to play with the Morphe and Jeffree Star collection. I picked this up today at the Morphe store. So I'm definitely going to be a little bit harsh on this stuff because I do love the Jeffree Star brand. I thought it was a little odd that he came out with a shadow palette with Morphe just because I love his, even though it's sold at Morphe, like his formula is definitely higher quality. So I'm really interested to see if this is going to be the same quality or if it's going to be more like Morphe's. You guys know I'm a little bit, or if you don't know, I don't love a lot of Morphe products. Like I love a lot of their products, but like eyeshadow wise, I'm generally like geared towards higher end. The shimmers just never like, to me, like I'm just always looking for a little bit more. So I'm hoping, I didn't swatch any of these in store, that this is going to impress me. So let's go ahead and get in. I will also compare it to the Jeffree Star Jawbreaker palette because I do feel like they looked a little bit similar, so we will see. Let's go ahead and jump into this video. Please don't forget to subscribe down below. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, let's get into this. Okay, so it does come with this little protector that I generally lose. Like I like that it's there, but I generally lose it because at least now the mirror is nice and clean. But I will say upon looking at it, it is a really pretty palette. Like you get a lot in here, and I'm really loving that there's a lot of neutrals in here. That's not something you usually like get with his palettes. Like even though I really enjoy his palettes, they could always use more neutrals in my opinion. Even though it's like, he's more known for like louder shadows, looks, all that good stuff, but I'm really happy about the tones in this. Like there's quite a bit of transition shades. And then, yeah, we'll just see how it goes. It is cardboard. I like that it's not a black packaging, but I mean, it's cardboard. It's nice that the names come on it, but I didn't realize like, it's a little cheap looking on the inside because it is cardboard. So we'll see. Let's go ahead and put this on the eyes. Okay, so obviously I am going to be using the brush set. This is the brush set that you get. So it's not bad. I mean, it's $42, which is more than the palette. The palette is $35, but we will see. I know that one of these are all synthetic except for one, which I believe is the JS9. But yeah, we'll give these a shot and see what I think. I wasn't planning on getting the brushes, but I did say I generally pick up brushes because I like cheaper ones. Like I usually use my Morphe ones for colorful looks or like just shadows that are more pigmented. I like they're by no means, my Sonia G they are my favorite. I will never replace those. But I don't like to dip into pinks and purples or, so just brush wise, I feel like I can never have enough. I have a set in my bathroom where I actually get ready, then my studio room, so I could always use more. But I will say they do feel nice. They have a nice weight to them. They don't feel as cheap as they look, if that makes sense. So we are going to get into these and I will give you my thoughts. All right, we're going to dip into a Channel. I almost said that I almost called it Chanel. Like, I was like, that's not too off from Jeffree Star, right? But yeah, let's go ahead and put this in the crease. I don't think I'm going to do too loud of a look today. I gotta go back to work. So we are going to see how this works in a more neutralish look because I am not in the mood to try to take this off. But, I mean, it's blending well. I never have a problem with Morphe's mattes. I feel like it's definitely coming off on my eyes a little bit more orange than it looks in the pan. This is what it looks like in the pan, like a brown. So I might actually go into Mr. Diva instead. Right, Mr. Diva? Yeah. Just because I want it to be more of a brown, not so much an orange. So we are going to kind of play with the browner shades of his palette. So let's try Mr. Diva next. I'm going to use the same brush though. But this brush is actually really nice. I kind of like how pointy like the handle is. It's really, really nice to kind of get in there and just like swirl your brush around. And it feels really nice in the eyes. Like I said, I thought they were going to be like feel really cheap, and they don't feel bad. I like the way they feel actually. But yeah, unfortunately, like, yeah, these brushes, like Morphe brushes in general, they're workhorses, you know what I mean? That's kind of what I use them for. So I don't mind. The less brushes I have to wash, the better. I did not get his first brush set. So these are kind of the only ones I have. I do know if you had the first one, I think there are 3 repeats. So that blended out really nicely. I do feel like it's looking more orange than brown. Let's go in with Los Angeles. There is definitely powder kick up. I'm going to go in the smaller crease brush, which is the JS6. I'm going to take Mr. Dude, which is this dark color here, just because I wanted this to be a little bit, like this is definitely coming off more orangey toned than brown toned. And like I said, I wanted it to be a little bit more neutral. So definitely showing up orangier on me than what they looked like, which I'm not like mad at. There's a lot of mattes to go through, but I didn't expect that by what it looks like. So we will see. So I'm going to kind of nestle this into the crease. There's a brown. We got one. We are good to go. I didn't pick up the setting spray just because I felt like the setting spray was like, I don't like setting sprays. And so because I already have a few, I'm like, I'm not going to go get more. You know what I mean? This one's definitely pigmented. I will say the mattes are blending out nice. They are definitely, like I said, not my concern when it comes to these. But I don't know yet. We'll give our review at the end, you know? That brown is what I definitely wanted. I might do like a pop of that green. I'm like really interested to see if that shade Nate. I love greens like that, so I'm very excited. Let's go ahead. We'll go in dry with a brush and see. We're going to start with Designer Label, which is this color right here. And we're going to go in like dry, and we'll see if it picks up. If not, we'll go in wet. I will say the mirror is really nice. I like that they kept the price pretty much like around the Morphe set like palette, but they did include a really nice mirror in this one, which is greatly appreciated. Okay, so dry, it's really not that exciting. Fingers crossed. All right, so this is the JS11 brush. We're gonna try it one more time wet. Excuse me, sir. I need this to be more intense. It's not bad. Let's go into Dog Mom. You guys know I love my pink shade, so I kind of wanted to go in with the pink, but I'm not going to do it today. I can already tell, though, this is definitely the Morphe formula. As far as what the shimmers are going to offer. I don't seem to like they're always okay shimmers. They're not anything to like be excited about. And some of you guys might disagree, but like shimmers are my one thing where I'm pretty picky about the way I like them to look. And like I said, it's not like it's going on awful. It's just that I thought I expected a little bit more from the shimmers so far. All right, I'm gonna clean up the crease in a minute. For right now, I will say, let's go in with something kind of fun for the lower lash line. I don't feel like the green would look good with this. I think I'm gonna go in with Pink Fleet, which is right here. So it's more of the, not so like pinky, but almost looks like a magenta pinky. Ooh, or should we go with Mogul? So you got a few different pink options here, okay? I'm thinking this one right here, but then we got a lot of pinks. Let's try Pink Fleet. I feel like that one looks pretty, and if we want to darken it up, we'll go in with Mogul. Okay, so that's gonna be a pretty pale, like not pale pink, but definitely a pink. Not like the purple pink that it looks like in the pan. So let's go in with Mogul, and then we'll probably buff it out with Pink Fleet, because I want closer to the lash line to be a little bit darker. Which I usually do like these types of brushes. So that's why I was kind of like looking at them like, all right, I do generally use these. So you usually have to think about what you're actually going to use. All right, then we're gonna grab this little guy, this JS13, and then now we will pick up Pink Fleet and just kind of smoke this out underneath. I love little tiny brushes like these. Okay, so not bad. I'm gonna try out, I feel like I wanna try out Self-Made just a little bit in that front part. Okay, that is a hotter pink. And then for that inner corner, since all the rest of the brushes now I got all dirty, we're gonna do How To. How To. It's gonna be just two. All right, I think this is the only brush that I did not use, which is the JS5. And what I think I'm gonna do is use it for a highlight. So I think I'm gonna grab, since we did do a pinkier look anyway, I think I'm gonna grab two and use that as a highlight as well. Yes, that works out very well for a highlight. All right, I'm gonna put on liner and lashes, and then we are gonna come back and do some swatches and give you my thoughts. All right, so let's go over similarities between the Jawbreaker palette and the Artistry palette. So this is what they look like side by side. You can definitely tell like this one has more transition shades, whereas this one has a lot, you know, a lot more color. I would say if you're a beginner or like just someone in general, like it is a lot easier to look at this and like put together looks when you look at like a full like rainbow type palette. It's a little bit harder. So I would say this is more user friendly if you're just starting out. And you also get a lot of blues in here where you don't get blues in here, which I am not mad about because I am not a blue type girl. There's definitely some similarities though. There's a lot of pinks in both palettes. Obviously Jeffree Star loves his pinks. But I did swatch some just to kind of show you guys the idea behind, like this is from the Artistry palette and these are from the Jawbreaker. So there are definitely similarities in the pink tones. Everything else, not so much. Like let's swatch Nate and Sour. They are both the greens. So the darker one is from the Artistry, and then that is Sour from the Jawbreaker. As far as the shimmers, that is where I am very like kind of disappointed overall with the palette. It's definitely not the same type of formula. So I did swatch Orange Juice up here from the Jawbreaker, and then this one right here is Wand Noise. I was like, what? So let me just swatch a few to kind of show you guys what I'm talking about when I'm saying like his original shimmer formula, because I really do enjoy it. And I just feel like they're a lot more pigmented in his original formula. So I'm going to swatch, this one is from the Jawbreaker, which you can see is a gorgeous freaking color. And then if you swatch Morphe's right next to it, they just aren't the same. Like, I hope you guys can see that in person, or like obviously in person you could on camera, but they just aren't the same quality in terms of shimmers. Me personally, I'm not going to say that I don't recommend this palette. I think if you like Morphe products and you're a Morphe shopper, that you probably won't be disappointed, because it is the normal like Morphe type formula. So if you like them, then you're not going to be upset. Like, I'm going to swatch a few more shades from the Artistry palette right here. But if you're someone who really loves shimmer tones, they're not popping on my eyes right now. You know what I mean? Like, they just aren't. So I would say if you like Morphe's formula, you get a lot of mattes in here. I will say the matte performed very well. The only thing is a lot of the browner tones, definitely, like, I was excited that they had a lot of transitions. They pull more orange. So you guys kind of see that in the beginning of the video. A lot of the ones I thought like, oh, that's a brown. Like, it didn't come off as brown on my eyes. Like, this one came off peachy. Like, a lot of these shades came off as more of like peach colors than brown tones. So palette wise, I would say, I mean, it's not as expensive as Jeffree Stars, you know. This palette, I believe, was almost like $60 as far as the Jawbreaker goes, and this one was $35. So definitely a difference. And obviously you get a lot better quality in this one. But I was hoping, because it was a collab with him, that it would be a little bit like a step up from Morphe. Packaging wise and the mirror wise, it is. Quality wise, same Morphe type formula. So totally up to you guys if you want to spend your money on it. Me personally, I would rather pay a little bit extra for something I'm going to use more than something that I am just like meh about. Like, I'm going to use more shades. I obviously can't give you a full like, and use every shade, but just from the swatches I can tell like this isn't going to be a palette that I reach for, other than maybe for the mattes. Unfortunately, I'm really sad to say that, but it's just it's the truth. Don't murder me, okay? Brush wise, I'm actually more impressed with the brushes than I am with the palette. I could see myself using these quite a bit. Obviously, they're replacing my higher end brushes, but I will use them, especially considering that, you know, I don't have to wash as many brushes now. So I am happy about that. They're definitely a little bit softer than what you would think. If you're someone who, I kind of like that he added in these white hair ones, because these are very, very soft, which they did work out well. They were fine, but sometimes there's certain things I like stiffer brushes for. Like this one right here that I usually like to use for like my lower lash line. I like it to be a stiffer brush so I can pack on a little bit more color, where it's very, very flexible. Some people will like that, some people won't. I think brushes are personal preference. Same thing with the eyebrow brush. I was really excited to use this. Sorry about the noise. But it's very, very flexible. So, I mean, he didn't have no eyebrows, so maybe I should have took that as a cue that it wouldn't work for me. But yeah, it's a little bit too flexible, and I'm used to a stiffer brush, so it took me a little bit longer. Maybe it paid off and they look better than normal. I don't know. But it does come with a nice spoolie. So I actually like the brush and the brush bag better than the palette. That's just my honest opinion. I will use the palette more. I really want to mess around with those greens and see what I think of those. But overall, take with it what you will. Let me know what you guys think. What are your opinions? Are you guys going to pick this up? Do you think I'm crazy? Like, what do you guys think? I should have known better. That's how I'm feeling. So that is it for me. I hope this video was useful for you guys. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Bye, guys.